Hi there, I'm Miles Hischer, a senior partner and co-founder at Highview Solutions, a Google Cloud Premier partner for Google Workspace. I'm joined here today with one of our Google Workspace customer engineers, Jacobo Lopez. How's it going, Jake?
It's going great.
Excellent, good. So for today, we're going to talk about Highview's Signature Manager for Gmail, a Google Workspace add-on product that we provide to customers through the um, Google Workspace Marketplace. And before we get into a short demonstration of how to install and use the product, I want to talk about why we built this. Jake, what did we hear from customers before we were building Signature Manager?
Well, the majority of clients were having difficulties just keeping consistency across their user base and how the brand was presented. So really managing signatures is not built in the admin console. So you can manage users and details for users, but nothing that's specifically assigned in the Gmail interface. So managing and keeping that consistency was just a mess. So
Yeah.
helping resolve that. Yeah.
Great, great. And I also know maintaining that consistency, and then a lot of admins love the ability to push a signature template when they have a new employee that joins as part of onboarding. So it's become a very popular use case. Great. So, Jake, let's go ahead and have you present your screen, and we'll walk through how to install Signature Manager for Gmail and go through a quick product tour.
All right. So this is Signature Manager for Gmail. You can find it by going to the Google Workspace Marketplace, and it's called Signature Manager for Gmail. This is only can only be installed by an administrator, so you have to be a super administrator to install it and then grant the necessary permissions. And I'll show how that works. So this is the admin install. There's just a quick message here. Remember, this might take up to 24 hours. That's by Google Workspace, not from our application, but you can hit continue. And
And
then
and
this
just a
will,
quick note on there. If you are seeing an error at this stage already, you probably do not have the required super admin permissions. So that would be something to speak with your other administrators. You do need super admin credentials to install this.
yeah, thanks, Miles. Yeah, it has to be a super administrator. Next, you can see what the scopes are and the permissions necessary for the application to work. So it's going to ask for uh, permissions to access Gmail. So because it has to emulate or impersonate the actual user account, and that's Gmail, and then a couple of scopes for the admin console. So manage some details, view organizational units, because you can push signatures based on org units or groups and so on. So those are the required scopes. You do have to install this for the entire organization, so you cannot do it by selected orgs. Otherwise, you're only applying the permissions to those users under that organizational unit only. So keep that in mind. It has to be installed for everyone in the organization. So agree to the application's terms of service, which you can read here, access and read. Um, and I'm going to allow that. Just click it there. All right, so Signature Manager for Gmail has been installed, and then you can just click Done, and you'll find it here.
Just to
Signature
the left.
Gmail,
Perfect. Yep. Yep.
and then you can launch it from the application launcher. And that's our homepage. So this is going to ask for you to sign in. If you have already installed the add-on, then you can just skip that and then just proceed to log into the application. And then you're taken to your My Templates. So this is the homepage you are going to see the first time. You're probably going to have this empty, and then you can just start creating templates. So you have the navigation menu, of course, My Template. Company information is pulled from the Workspace admin console, but it's only a one-way sync. So changes you make to this are not going to be synchronized back to Workspace. Just a note. But yeah, so this is going to pull all the details. And you can add a logo, so you do have to add that manually here. And you have to take this from your website, maybe. We have taken this URL from our website, so that's our company logo, and then you can preview it. And you can change the details, of course, if you want to change them. Social icons can be added here, and those are utilized by the time you're building the signatures, which I'll show in a moment. But this is just a central place where you are going to keep this. We decided to keep this here because you're not going to have a different social media links for each individual user. This is just the company social media icons or links. And then short, so templates. You can have a main one that's applied to just the entire organization. If you do that, then you shouldn't have any other custom templates because those are going to be overridden if you have this active, since the application allows you to synchronize or push signatures every 24 hours. So if somebody has made a change, this will be pushed to all users to keep consistency. So if anyone makes just a font color or if they change any text, then that's going to be overridden by the application in 24 hours. All right, we'll take a look at the new template. This is going to take you in a screen. So this is a signature setup where you can either use a template if you are going to use a template. And of course, if you have one example already, you can pull that from a user maybe. So we'll use.
Yeah, so this would be like this account has the template that everyone loves, and we want to recreate that and make that a standard across the organization. That's how you would do it. You pull in that one user's signature first.
Correct. And so this is the signature, and then you can start replacing some of the details. So this is just the static content for now, but we use placeholders. So for instance, if you want to push this for multiple user accounts, then you can drag and drop from the details, and then you have full name. So we're going to add full name. This is just a placeholder, and this is a preview, but this would, of course, update the user's name by the time you push it. And then if you want to replace the role, then all we have to do is go grab the job title, drag and drop, make sure it is positioned correctly, and then you have the job title here. So you can see that on that right-hand side and so on. So this is pretty handy and very user-friendly. So we are going to go grab the company details now, and we have the company name here. And there you go. So company name, that is going to update the company name and so on. So for the email address, same thing. We can go back to user details and then just get the email address here. There we go. And if you want to adjust images, it's as simple as just dragging this if you want to resize it. So if you think that that's not the right size for the logo, then you can just simply resize that in that way. If you are a more advanced user or administrator, you can go to tools and then go to the source code. If you have a signature already built by somebody, you can just drop that HTML here. The recommendation and best practice is to have HTML that has CSS inline. So nothing that is taking any type of CSS from an external source. It has to be all inside the HTML tags. This is for advanced users, but you can definitely take advantage of this source code editor.
Hey, Jake, one question. On the far right-hand side, you'll see the ability to insert your own image. If you can click that. I do want to call out that there's no way to upload your company logo. We do ask that you host that source image on your own website or on some sort of server that can then you can drop in the URL here. That's because we don't want your signature to be dependent on us. So you can link from your website or anywhere else where you have that information. One thing though, you cannot link from a Google Drive file. Google's moving away from supporting that for signatures, so you do need to host it outside of Google Drive. So, great. Go ahead and
All right.
continue, Jake. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. So, and you have a complete editor here. So anything you want to do, format or style, then you're free to use the format section, insert. So there's tables and so on. And we're probably going to have just a separate video for just showing how this works. But I'll move on to social links. So if you do want to use the social links, then all you have to do is just make sure you have those fields here populated. I'll go back here. So as long as you have that, I'll have you solutions, and which is not ours, but just as an example here. But there you go. And then we can go to just a template. I'll grab again that same one. And if you wanted to add those social links, then we can go to social. And now this is available for you to just simply drag and drop and then place in the signature. So simple as that.
Nice.
All of them available. Excellent. Conditionals, that's more for if you want to exclude details. We will be getting this into the backend in the next few releases. So, but if you just want to have or make sure that if there's a field empty in the Workspace admin console, that's not left empty here, then you can just use that. All right, and then select the target. So once you're happy with your signature, you can just hit next, and then that's going to take you to the target. Select a target where you can specify, do you want to apply that for all users? This is available for our premium subscribers. And then the light version, of course, you can do that only by users, groups. So you can just select different users. We'll do probably admin and then the other administrator. It's grayed out because that one already has a signature applied. So you can tell if somebody has already had a signature applied from the application. So it's not going to let you just override a different template for it, which is great. So we could do that. And then you have those two users selected. Or you could do groups. So if you have a Google group, maybe you have sales or something, collaboration, distro group, Europe user. So if you have a standard signature for that specific group, you can just simply apply that. That'll send the signature to anyone who's a member of that group. And the same goes for organizational units. So this is going to get all the organizational units you have in the admin console. For instance, if you want to apply this to accounting, you can specify accounting. Anyone who is part of that org unit in the Workspace admin console will get the signature applied. Okay, so that's the target. And then you can go then and save. You can simply save the template, or you can save and assign the template. This is if you want to use it for later and just save it, keep it there. Or you can save and assign the template, meaning you are going to apply this to the selected target in the previous step. So you give it a name, and then you can see how that looks, and click apply. If you wanted to apply this every 24 hours, you can toggle the switch, and then that signature will be applied every 24 hours. If somebody has made any changes to the signature, then they'll be replaced entirely for whatever you have specified in this section. All right.
Jake, really quick, explain the difference between premium and the trial features.
Oh, sure. So actually, during trial, you can use the premium features, but there's a light version. So after the 14-day trial, you go back to just having the ability to apply this individually. So you don't have the ability to apply this to all users or by organizational units. So it's only individuals. You have up to 5 templates for now. We're planning on increasing that. And you cannot apply this every 24 hours. So the automation is not part of the light version. In the premium version, you can actually automate the process of applying signatures every 24 hours.
Great. Excellent. Thank you, Jake. Thanks for taking us through Signature Manager for Gmail. Thank you.